Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome y'all to the show. Got to give them a shout outs before we get going. What's up, Rock Conscious and Sanara Smith and Low Key, and of course my guest Marcus Muhd and High Frequency, and everybody that I call Jamal, Gino, the whole crew, my old school postal family. We definitely in the house. I just want to give you all a quick update on that the interview we did with Jennifer Jeffley. Was on YouTube, but I had to pause it for a moment because we're getting ready to submit it to FlexNet, and part of their agreement is it can't be on any social media platforms considering YouTube, so we have to hold that for a minute till we get everything rolling. But we are live with Marcus Muhd. Marcus Muhd, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Yes, sir, and today, we know tomorrow starts the process of early voting. And yes, the reason why I wanted to do this show is because I was on Sisters Natalie, the jazz show, a while back on, I believe it was KCOH. And I was explaining to her that how the politicians don't come into the community and share with the people their platform and the reason why they should vote for them. They just put some flyers out there and some post boards and say vote for me, but vote for you why. So today we want to get into the voting process, and hopefully at the end of this you will know your voters' interests and what's pertinent to you as a voter. And also some say that, well, why should I vote? Because things hasn't changed since the early 1900s, the late 1800s. It's still police brutality and whatnot. So I'm gonna just stand on the sideline because my vote doesn't count, right? But Brother Mark, can you break down the process or the whole political structure on how politics can actually benefit us as a people?
Well, voting should be the majority rules, since the whole system is set up where the population are the ones who's supposed to be operating the democracy. And since the voting thing started way back when we first got going, when the founding fathers began this whole thing, voting was always backed up by violence. If my vote don't work, then I address it with violence. Until it became more civil, down through the decades and the generations, then people began to respect one another's vote. Then people began to respect people's vote that weren't white male. Then people began to respect people's vote that were the Caucasian race only. So now you're seeing people saying Trump, 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 and Confederate flag this and militia that. We have to realize that they're not just saying we're going to vote and see what's going to happen after that, what are the majority rules. They're saying that if our vote don't work, they're saying if our vote don't work, we're going to go back to old school with it. And just like the movie, the gangs of New York, they ready to take it there.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that to alarm people or make people be afraid. Of course, don't be afraid. Or I'm not trying to say that to cause people to go and get up in arms. You do whatever you feel is necessary. I'm just saying the voting process is a serious thing. And if your candidate don't have your interests at heart, then you're ready to put your life on the line for nothing.
Mm-hmm. So what would be an interest, say, for the average John Doe black person in America who, let's say, would make under 25 to 30,000 a year, that's living in a community to where they have to fight the city to come unclog the drains or to cover potholes, food deserts within the community. Can those issues be solved through voting? As they say, like Biden was saying, well, you vote for us and we'll improve the infrastructure within your community. I mean, can those problems be solved?
When a voter is a taxpayer, and if the vote that you cast don't address where your tax money is going, then you're wasting your vote. So the first thing I would ask my candidate is, look, let me see your plan on how you're going to repair this redlining against my community. Because that's what we're all facing. We're facing marginalizing and redlining and discrimination, systemic discrimination. How are you going to address that? So that when I get up and go to work every day and I'm paying my taxes from my wages and from my purchases, how do I know that I'm going to get benefit from those taxes if I vote for you?
Right.
How are you going to fix it?
Right. Now we're gonna go a step further, go a little bit deeper. Now, what's the benefit for putting pressure or applying pressure on the city to unclog drains so when it rains, it's not flooded in your area, which also can cause bacteria in your kids outside of school? Wouldn't that be a self-interest benefit?
Yes, it would. But that takes money. If you're being redlined, and if you're being marginalized, and if they have a system where all of the tax money that you're paying is going to a specific community that is not yours, then you have to have an interest that you approach your candidate with and say, this needs to be fixed.
Right.
So that when you pay that tax money, and you know that tax money is going towards fixing that drain.
Right.
Or getting them potholes straight.
Right. Because it starts with the love of self. So, I love myself. So, I want to see certain things around me a certain way. I want to drive my vehicle with my suspension going out, and I got to constantly get in the line because I'm trying to dodge all these potholes. So, I'm coming down to City Hall or wherever it may be. I'm protesting. I'm upset. I'm yelling, screaming, look here, y'all fix this shit. I'm going to fix y'all.
Right.
You saying that's the force we need behind getting something we want. You saying that being quiet and saying it softly doesn't move them in political positions?
No. It don't. And speaking loud don't move them either.
Okay.
Constant pressure moves them. Because the gerrymanders, as soon as it's all over with, they're going to walk up to them and say, good job. Great job. You really shine. You got all those votes. Now this is how we want to keep carving this money up. It's all economics.
All right.
It's not about politics. Policies conduct how the money is spent. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It all goes back to economics.
Mm-hmm.
If your politics don't reflect your economics, then why are you even bothering? Because what you need is things to get done and things to change. And nothing is going to get done and nothing is going to change unless it's fueled with some economy, with some money. It has to be funded.
So
any and everything you want your politician to do, it has to have funding.
Okay. So where the money comes from?
The money comes from us. That's why you're supposed to be represented with your vote. That's why you're supposed to represent with your vote.
Right.
And your vote and your candidate is supposed to represent you with policies. That's why you got to already have politics. You got to already have in your mind what you want, a good idea on how you want it to go and present that to your candidate. And your candidate is supposed to write that up as a professional politician and take it to Congress or to the caucus or to,
right,
to get it to Senate and have the big guy sign it and all that stuff. But it's all a local issue. We have to focus more on the local politics than we should on the federal politics. Federal politics are very important, but we just look straight over what we really should be concerned with immediately, which is the local politics.
Right. Because some of them, and the reason why I'm saying this is because some of the blame has to fall on our shoulders because we passing the ball from generation to generation. Somebody got to put a pin in it and say, look, we got to stop for a minute. We're going to have to turn around. We're going to have to fight this beast in order for the next generation not to continue on with the same thing that the previous generation has been dealing with, right?
Absolutely.
And so the demand for change, but you always hear them. See, the reason why we're doing this show is because we say good words, and you hear leaders saying good words. A change gonna come, and we demand change, but we have to break down the process that it takes in order to create that change, because it's just not gonna happen with just the words.
Right.
Now, reason why is there was this thing called the Red Summer in 1919 with a race ride in Chicago with the meat packers, right? It was the blacks, the union, the militia, and the police. The police, the militia, and the union was all on one side because the protest was going on. They killed a young black male. The black citizens saying, well, hell, we paying taxes. We want you all to arrest the white men that killed this harmless black dude. And the riot took place, but the militia and the police united. And when it was said and done, it was 38 blacks killed and 15 whites killed in 1919. Because that underlying factor is when it hit the fan, the police sided with the white mob. And that's still playing a part in Trump politics when Trump and Trump is siding with the white militias or the white nationalists. And so tomorrow starts early voting, and we're in the catch-22 in a sense, because they say that, and as you stated, Brother Marcus, economics. What they say is it's the economy, stupid. It's the economy. The economy. And so Trump is slightly leading in the polls as far as who do you trust with the economy. But the question I have for you, Brother Marcus, is has the situation got so dire to where it's not the economy, it's racism and health. Trump's the economy.
It's always the economy, bro. It's always the economy. Look at the ethnic groups that come from overseas and set up camp, and look how they do it. You don't see them protesting. You don't see them cussing out people on the evening news. You don't see them acting a fool. You don't see them arguing over who candidate gonna do this, who candidate. They don't give a damn because they run their own economy. They come set up banks. They come set up the schools. They come set up their systems, and they let everybody else argue over who gonna be the president and who gonna be this and who gonna be that. And if they need a representative locally, they run them, and they are gonna vote for them. They don't even need a campaign. They just, this is our man. Here's our vote, and leave us alone. So we're so busy trying to integrate so bad, we just can't do nothing without our slave masters' children. We can't do nothing without them, or at least their approval. Nothing.
Right.
So this is what we get. We get them siding with angry citizens. I mean, what I mean by them is the cops siding with angry citizens to slaughter us like it's nothing. And so we go and sing a song and pray for them. Pray that God will forgive them for slaughtering us, and go on about our former slave business. Until the next time. We'll see you at the next vigil.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And that's our existence until we decide we're going to change that. Economically, we bring in more money than the top, I forget the exact number of countries in the world. We are a nation within a nation already.
1.3 trillion we bring in. Every year.
And that's larger than the top 20 countries of the world?
That's right.
Yeah, we're a country inside of a country. Right. But yet, we're a country that sustains another country because we haven't come out of this slave labor mentality. And that party on the weekend mentality. Just so we can make it to the barn, get us a good night's sleep in the most uncomfortable conditions, get up and put our sackcloth back on, or is it sackcloth? Is put on our rags and go back to work
and do it again, huh?
And do it all over again until the next holiday. You know what I'm saying? And then the next holiday come, we turn up and party like a fool, and turn back down and go back to work.
Wow!
Until we change it, and it's economics.
Right.
We're a country inside of a country. So as soon as we can turn that dollar to benefit us, and only us, then we're going to be living in these conditions until we decide that, man. I mean, we yes, sir.
No, I'm about to say, well, we got some infighting going on as the elephant in the room, and the infighting is, say we put together coffers where we put money into those coffers to where we allocate it to whatever politician or whatever would serve our best interest, right? But the infighting would be is that the certain style of preachers would want to be over it, and they're not going to deal with, say, a conscious mindset who's talking Pan-Africanism or what they call black nationalist ideology or whatnot. We can't get together on a common denominator.
Right. I don't give a damn about no preachers. You know what I'm saying? Preachers are our enemies. I don't give a damn about no pastors. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Pastors are our enemies. They are plants, bro. They go to college and get a degree in order to come back and talk to us. Who gives them the degree? I don't give a damn about no pastor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not saying they all bad and that they can't be good, but I'm not looking for no needle in the haystack either.
Right. You saying that if they were taught by the oppressor, then whatever knowledge that they regurgitate back to the black public will be weak, and it won't be strong enough to overcome the problems and situations that we face.
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay.
And you can tell by their actions.
Right. So we have to put them to the side and say, okay, look, we'll get back to you all, but we got an agenda we have to push forward. So we got to come over here and we got to make this happen. But we family, but we'll deal with y'all later. But let's deal with the dire issue that's at hand right now, that's in play right now.
That's right. If that's all they want to do is talk, then if you're not going to talk our best interest, then you wait until we got something for you to say. And you say it exactly the way we want you to say it.
Right.
Or we're going to punish you.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, you can't argue because the time is dictating the mentality that needs to be held today.
Yes, sir.
And reason being is I quoted the race riots in Chicago 1919. Then you got the Camp Logan riots that took same kind of similar incident with the police that took place here in Houston. We moving on up into modern times, and the thing is, we've been dealing with the same dynamics: police brutality, and then the justice system siding with the brutality of the police, and then the so-called black leaders, mainly pastors, who come out and put everybody to sleep, smooth things over with some hymn such as Amazing Grace or We Shall Overcome or whatnot. And that's not how the system works in this, what we call America. We out of touch, like you said, we out of touch with reality.
Right.
Okay. So that's why we having this discussion with Brother Marcus Muhd, so we can catch up to speed and get in touch with reality on how the process works. And you already stated in the beginning, it was your vote, and if it didn't work the way they wanted, it was backed by some type of violence.
Yes, sir.
Now it's vote, and it has to be backed up by some type of economics.
Yes, sir. Well, the vote should be having intent on improving your economics. If your economics ain't already there, which is not, we should be voting to maintain our economics and to improve on it. But since we ain't got none, since we don't use it properly, then we have to vote in a way that tax money will come back to us, which is that's something that you don't have to consciously affect on your own. Like your heart beats, but you don't have to sit there and make it beat. It beats because you're alive. Mm-hmm. Your tax dollar is supposed to represent your interests. And so your vote for the person who's writing the policy that says where your tax dollar goes is supposed to represent you. That's supposed to be an automatic system working right there for us. Since we're playing catch up, the guy has to say, hey, this is how we're going to repair your tax cycle, the way your tax dollar come back around to you and represent you. And we're not doing that. Our tax dollar goes towards the cop baton, the cop car, the cop uniform that he pull up and he point his cop gun at you that you bought and shoot shit at you with it. Okay? And you can't even afford a funeral after they do you like that. And what do we get? We get a street named after us. Our tax dollars was, bought a can of paint to paint our face on a goddamn wall. You understand what I'm saying? And we get 1.8 trillion, you said, brother?
1.3.
1.3 trillion that we don't keep. $1 goes out of the black community within 6 hours. Now we competing against people. When you talk about generational wealth, we set them up 400 some years ago with free labor, and they still spending that money and still got money left over after they get through spending, and got more to pass down generations after this. It looks hopeless, but that's why your God came to break the power of these wicked people. If you don't even believe that, then just what the hell are you good for? You don't vote in your own self-interest. You don't believe that the God came to get you. You believe that the God chose a whole nother people that don't act like they chosen and left you as somebody who's cursed because their skin is dark. What the hell are you good for? You believe whatever the pastor sing about. What you good for? What are we here for? What are we here for? Life is not supposed to be a carousel, man. It's supposed to be a nice carnival ride. Life is struggle. And that struggle is supposed to take you from one level of existence to a higher level of existence. Each struggle that you address, that you challenge, that you overcome, you become better, you become stronger, you become more faithful, you become more powerful. Right. And if you want some money, you become more of someone who's affluent. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what you want.
But the mentality that came through the oppressor was our struggle turned into, woe is me, why, Lord, am I going through this, without understanding that you going through it, steel sharpens steel, that pressure makes the diamond, you coming out on the other side of the head, and don't look at it as you being tortured or punished by God. Everybody will be tried in their lifetime. That's part of the game.
Yes, sir. I think I understand where you're going with it. Right. I would say to our people, don't get mad at God, because because of the slavery thing, that's useless. Because the God came to get you out of slavery. You fighting against yourself. If you're going to focus on the fact that you had to go through slavery to become who you are,
right,
the least will be made the most. The last will be made the first. The bottom rail will be made the top. Do you want to be that?
That's right.
Or not?
That's right.
You in church every weekend talking about I'm blessed and highly favored. Right. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be that or not?
Right. We gonna give you more inspiration and motivation than what you would ever get in a church house. Starting with smile. Man, don't ever feel like you unworthy and you cursed due to the color of your skin. Matter of fact, that's one of the greatest blessings you can have, is to be melanated. Smile, love yourself, and enjoy this life that the Creator gave you. All the wonders that He gave you, the clouds, the sun, moon, stars, vegetation, this earth. And enjoy it, and then go out and work in the harmonious spirit when you out there working and accomplishing, because it's for the benefit not just of yourself, for your people alike. So we want you to keep striving, but don't ever, while you alive, beat yourself down. Because
yes, sir.
Because what the colonizer did was, he knows how to master symbolic language and symbolic pictures that's placed in certain content, whereas it be media or whatnot, to where you might don't catch it, but it's an insult somewhere in there targeting you, but it's purposely done because he is who he is, and you a fool waiting for him to not be who he was designed to be.
Yes, sir.
Stop putting your faith in the colonizer and put your faith in yourself and the God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, early voting starts tomorrow, right? And you had made an analogy, which was powerful, where you were saying, well, if I don't want to get hit with this right, I'd vote for that left, but it's still coming, but it's not as powerful a blow in pertaining to when they say you got to vote the lesser two evils.
Yes, sir.
But the thing with Trump is, and I just want your take on this. I want you to think on this. Some people are saying, look, man, in order to keep peace and not spark a civil war, just go on and vote him in and just hold your nose for 4 more years, and maybe we can come out of this thing peacefully. And some saying, well, now to hell with it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Get him out of office and let's just deal with whatever comes after that. What do you say?
I say there's a lot of cowardice in saying, let's just let them, I'm off to, I'm off the train right there. When you say, I'm saying when they say just let him, I'm done. You talk to somebody else like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm not just going to let nobody do a damn thing.
Right.
That's our problem. Let's just let them do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, we're not going to just let nobody do a damn thing, especially if it's something that's going to harm us.
Right.
Let's have common sense. Right. And let's have self-love. And let's be self-preservators. Why the hell I'm just going to let somebody do something that's just not in my best interest?
Right.
No.
Just,
so what
now I say just to keep the peace, hoping they don't harm you.
They're going to harm you anyway. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to avoid the bully today and go around the other hallway, but the bully's still in the same school. And we got a whole 3 semesters to go.
Right.
It's just people. A coward dies 1,000 deaths.
Right.
But somebody who's not a coward dies once.
That's right.
That's because every time you think about somebody doing you harm, they did it.
Right.
You already experienced it. In your mind, you did that. All the way down to your neurological system. You are affected by it.
Come on.
Just because you experienced it. When you took off running.
That's right.
When you wouldn't face the bully. You just let the bully do this. And you just tried not to let the bully do that. And is the bully your God?
And that's what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're giving over you got the form of God and you denying his power.
Come on.
You letting the bully guard you. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
No, we're not gonna go for that no more. This is 2020. Hell, if the son of a bitch been hitting me in my face for the last 4 years, that's good. Because I'd rather get hit in the face than get hit in the back of the head. Because the coward gonna hit you in the back of the head.
Come on.
The one who wanna really challenge you is the one you should appreciate. I appreciate Trump. But this is what time it is right now. Now that you done got hit in the face, now what you gonna do?
Right.
You just can't say, I appreciate you for hitting me in my face and not hitting me in my back.
Right.
No, it's time to do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
When you get hit in the face. Right. You're supposed to respond.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That shows your character now, what you're made of. Who are you as a person? The bullet just punched you in the face and he looking at you, sizing you up to see what you got.
What you gonna do?
You can't come out with a song and what you gonna sing him to sleep? Or you gonna show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm just gonna wait till I'm gonna let his arms get tired from hitting me. No, we can't do that no more, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this protest sign in his face. What if he can't read?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What the brother can't read?
Now what?
Nah, man, the God can't come back up no weak, cowardly people. He'll let you wander in the wilderness until the old ones die and he bring up a whole new generation to go take the land.
That's
Who
right.
gives a damn about a coward?
Come on. That's right. It's a new day.
Yes, sir.
New day. Well, yeah, so those of y'all who've been listening, I hope this educated you on your voter interest and why you should vote and the purpose of voting and policies and economics so you can be rejuvenated and get out there with strength and start demanding what's yours.
Yes, sir.
Because they're not going to just give it to you.
Right.
It's not in their best
interest. They're not going to give it to you.
That's right. Ain't in their best interest. And the environment has to reflect your thinking out of a renewed mind. That's how, because that's how, if you driving through, that's how you know who's alive and who's dead. And if they deem you as dead, all they gonna do is kick some more dirt on you, bury you in the shallow grave until you wake up. That's part of the game. Right. Part of the game, that's right, bro. Man. Say, once again, Brother Mark, I sure appreciate your time and you coming on and breaking that down for us. So, now going into this election season, starting with the early voting tomorrow, October 3rd, we wide awake, eyes open, and we ready to roll.
We're ready to roll.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. I would like to say before we go, whoever wins, whether it's the big enemy or the enemy that don't look so big, let's not let that be the end of our movement and our motion and our activism. Let's make whoever it is pay the price for accepting our vote.
That's right.
And force these people to do something in our best interest. Because they're not going to do it unless it's some force applied.
Right.
Those same people that's out here cussing each other out because they detest the fact that you're going to vote against the one they want to vote for. Take all that fervor and go and make the one that whoever wins, do something for you.
That's right. And we got to be a force to let them know, man, don't take us for granted or we will come for you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we not some pushovers.
That's right.
Yeah, gotta let that be known. Brother Mark, once again, right on time, it don't stop. Right here, Verbal Pick Radio, along with A-Tone Productions. It's definitely going down. We appreciate everybody that's listening on this live broadcast. We had to come to you live so you can really understand the severity of what's taking place in our time. We are actually making history. Black folks, stand up. Verbal Pick Radio, we out.